heart attack, fast fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and packs. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kira's show here, and now, whenever we last left off, we had Izuku Midoriya. Not only has Melissa been showing him around the island, she asked him a very important question about his quirk. And he gave her an answer. The answer he gave her was the truth about it. The fact that his body sometimes does not react to the pain the way it should. Sure, it will fire off messages to his brain informing him that that area is hurt, but it will not do anything to remedy it. His brain sometimes does not send that little important signal. And Midoriya basically explained that because of that, he usually goes into battle in intense and agonizing pain. Now, with that being said, Midoriya, he has to try and explain himself, since all the girls heard that, and so did a lot of members of Class 1A. Now, Midoriya just brings his hands up. Now hold on. Mineta, I am not a masochist. But you just said... Yeah, well, think about it like this. How often do you die? What? Tell me, how many times have you died? None. If I die, that's it. Yeah. Now, do you want to count how many times I've died? What? Yep. Listen, if you want to count how many times I've died, then, well, actually, Dan, do you keep score of it, or... Funny you actually do mention that. Everyone staring at her for a second. Midoriya is a very complicated case. She goes on bringing her hand up, saying that on average she usually dies roughly around 25 to around 5 times a day. Depends whether or not who he fights attacks, or whether or not he just throws himself off the balcony. Throws himself off the balcony? Yeah, it's a long story. Just listen. Anyways, at least as many times as I have observed, he has died roughly around, let's see, carry the 3, carry the 200, carry the 9, there it is, 8. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't done. 9,827 times. Huh? Yes, Midoriya has experienced either death or near-to-death pain multiple times. Actually, no, wait. I think it is more. Midoriya, do you die whenever you're in intense and excruciating pain? Well, if you're talking about being melted, shot, stabbed... Well, I died during the sports festival whenever Bakugo blew my face off. I blacked out. Wait, I killed you then? Yeah, but my brain was able to regenerate that part really fast. This is all extreme, even by my standards. What are you talking about, Melissa? Well, I just wanted to study you and learn a bit more. I wasn't going to kill you or do any of those tests on you that I've heard about. Besides, those kind of things aren't really my style. Alright. Midoriya is bringing his arms up. stretching them over his head, saying that he guesses that it's time that they explore the park then. Now, the girls do go on asking Midoriya a bit of questions. One of them being exactly what's he gonna do now? Well, I did win the sports festival, so I believe I should at least enjoy the park for a minute. Now, the girls begin to ask Midoriya if he would like some company. Melissa looking on a bit confused. Sure. But hang on. Midoriya says bring his hands up. As soon as he does that, he puts both of his thumbs in his mouth before whistling. As soon as he does, his arms are immediately sliced in half, or different pieces, you could say. As soon as they fall onto the ground, everyone looks on a bit shocked, before each piece begins to, quote-unquote, regenerate. Now, Midoriya formed his body into slime. His arms, as soon as they formed into slime, they broke off at the joint. Now, there was a little bit of blood, but it was to be expected, and these slime versions of Midoriya began to form, eventually taking shape and completely regenerating into full-size versions of him, clothes and all. This surprising everyone, as every single Midoriya do begin to pair off with a girl, all of them stating in sync, "Alright, well, he believes that now is a good time to at least enjoy the park." Ah, dang it, auto-sync off. Each Midoriya looking around freely. That's a bit weird. I'm not even too sure as to what just happened. Oh, don't worry about it. It's just something I learned on my internship. It's gonna make me tired later, but I believe that this should work. Now, with that, Midoriya does begin to at least explain it as he takes Elizabeth. Him and Melissa do walk off, her beginning to ask more questions. Meanwhile, each Midoriya does take each girl out and around the park to enjoy different games, and possibly even go on rides or test out certain things. Like, let's see, that robot fighting thing, possibly. Now, with that, let's cut over to the real Deku, I say quote unquote, and Melissa, as they finally do arrive at the lab. So, exactly what type of test are you going to do on me? Oh, not much. I heard from somebody, though, or, well, not really somebody. I heard online, though, that your blood. My blood? Yeah. You somehow healed an injured man. Even a girl during the sports festival. Oh, yeah. I did. I healed a bunch of people during the sports festival when they got hurt. I even healed Todoroki, the guy who was out there, with a scar on his face. Oh, I see. Why? Well, it's just remarkable. A quirk that allows you to do all that? Honestly, I'm kind of envious. Okay. Why do you have to be envious? What about your quirk? Oh, about that. Her going to grab a first aid kit, opening it up and getting out a syringe. Midoriya extending out his arm as she begins to draw blood, stating that she's actually quirkless. Wait, really? That's kind of weird. How is it weird? Well, I'm just saying. It doesn't feel awkward between you and your dad? No, it isn't. Besides, I wasn't really cut out to be a hero anyways. Sure, every kid dreams about it when they're, well, a kid. But even then, I always had a love of, well, it's gonna sound a bit cheesy, magic and science. Magic isn't something that you could simply just, well, hopefully it's like that in the movies. You can learn it. It's so interesting. And then science. You can create anything, really. What is it? That guy you fought in the finals. I noticed that he broke his arm when he hit you very hard. Does he have some form of enhancement ability? Kirishima. Yeah, he does. Okay. Does he have problems regulating it or going all out? I believe so. I think he went all out at the sports festival, but I did zap half his strength with my quirk. Zap his strength? Yeah. My quirk allows me to steal anything. In fact, if I kinda had to say it, I do believe that there's nothing I can't steal. Hmm, what do you mean? Well, for example, Doria says, folding his arm out underneath his armpit, saying that this pen. Where did you get that? How did you. Her going to open her lab coat and look in the pocket. Her pen's gone. Oh, easy. However, I don't think you'd ever believe me. But that doesn't make any sense. Besides, her going to examine Midoriya's blood underneath the scope, before Midoriya continues on stating that he's going to tell her a bit of a truth, and she better be prepared for this. I wonder. Midoriya going on a state auto-sync on, before the Midoriya with Deanne does actually at least move his head. Deanne. Oh, hey Midoriya. Where are we? Oh, well, me and you were talking, then? Oh, I see what's going on. Yep, we played a game, and you lost. You're getting awfully chummy with me, aren't you? Well, what can I say? You're kind of a catch. Okay, well, I kind of have a question. Melissa, what did you think of her? Well, she's actually pretty smart from what I can see. And her dad is David Shields. If I have been reading up on it a bit, he's rich and famous, right? Yeah. And I was wondering, would it be a good idea to tell her about magic? Why? Well, she's quirkless. Okay. And why do you want to teach her about magic? What? Okay, why do you want to teach her about magic? Easy. If she can see that magic is real, it can give her something to strive for. Hell, I think even Merlin would appreciate that. This being where she does pop up, stating that actually, it would be quite interesting to see Melissa's shield try and mix the rules of magic and science. Duh! Merlin! Why are you here? What are you even doing here? Oh, please. You didn't really think I'd miss an expo like this? I've been here since even, well, the first generation. I do sometimes sneak out and try and get invitations. I like to see how human technology does advance. In fact, some of them do look particularly interesting. Besides, this isn't the only time I ever go out in public. In fact, I also do go to art galas and museums. Why? To recover magical objects. Magical objects? Yes, Midoriya. As you would, or I believe I should, have informed you. Ever since the races have all gone, and been left in ruins, basically, they've left behind their technology, their creations. However, they've also left behind samples of their own magic. I remember during the first generation, I once found a helmet that holds the consciousness of a man. I do not exactly know why, but it does. The man is bound to the helmet after his body died. I've even found other magical objects, some stranger than the last. Really? Now, Midoriya does go on stating that he was wondering if he could use invasion really fast. Hmm? Why? Well, it's just easier. If I'm able to use invasion, then I can just simply show her it exists. Merlin snapping her fingers, and Midoriya is snapped out of it by Melissa. Hmm? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Why? Well, you've just been staring off into space for a minute. Are you sure you're okay? Her going on to, at least, snap her fingers in front of Midoriya's face. While Merlin, she's directly behind her, bringing up her finger and at least zapping into her head a few things, along with actually hitting Midoriya too. As soon as that does happen, she's kind of confused for a second. Hmm? What was that? Hmm? Oh, it was nothing. But I did have a question. You were talking about magic, right? Uh, yeah? So, what's one thing that you would really like to see? Well, if I had to state something, really, I guess it would just be that her looking around and trying to think about this on the fly. Looking over at some of her equipment on the table and stating that she would like to see that stuff move around and fly throughout the air. And she knows for a fact that magic would allow her to do that. In fact, she wants to organize the entire workshop. I mean, look at this place. I wasn't even able to get it ready before the expo was supposed to go down. Especially since we're holding it now. I can't show this place to anyone on the way it is. Okay. Midoriya says standing up, going on a state that she just needs to listen to him. Now, Midoriya actually does get into a bit of a stance, bring up both his hands and waving them outwards, going on a state, or at least make a sound, that does not exist. At least not to human ears. Now, that does confuse Melissa, because for her, she knew what Midoriya said. Hmm? What is that supposed to? Watching as things begin to move throughout the air and fly around. What the? What is this? Melissa, what if I told you magic does exist? Midoriya bringing out his hand and snapping his fingers, as fire begins to spew out of the palm. After he does that, he immediately just blows it out before it forms into ice. Her going on to run her hand on his palm. It's cold. That really is ice. I don't understand. Okay. Well, let's start at the beginning. One brief explanation later. And Melissa actually does begin to try and get things in order. Now, with that being said, Melissa's shield. She begins to quickly learn and pick up on magical abilities. Her being insanely shocked by her magical potential, unknowingly having it released by Merlin. And Midoriya is at least smirking and smiling. Going on to state that it's not just that. There's a whole heap of things that she needs to know about. Giants are real, fairies are real. Hmm. The goddess clan's real. Goddess? Yeah, along with the demon clan. Uh, are you alright? You sounded sort of unsure of that last one. Well, I am. The woman who made me immortal, Elaine, she gave me a task, and I fear that it's an impossible one right now. Oh, what do you mean? I'm supposed to kill somebody. What? Well, not somebody. More or less a monster. And, well, I don't know if I can do it. Why? Well, it's not an object of morality. It's more or less, would I be strong enough to? I've fought a guy that wasn't even half as strong as him. Probably not even a tenth. And then, as far as I know, that guy just takes him down without even breaking a sweat. So I've been learning and training myself. In fact, there's one magic I think that would actually help give me an edge. My steel magic. If I'm able to get close enough to him and then activate my ability, or at least something that I've tested before, I want to know if I could take him down. And if I can kill him, I might be able to take down the rest of the demon clan. Save the world. Huh. It was a lot of weight to put on a 4-year-old. Or, well, actually, I think I was almost 5. Hmm. Funny how trauma works. Even if you're immortal, you can still feel it. Emotions don't get any easier, especially losing somebody. Melissa, at least, perking up at that last part. Midoriya going on to state that, but anyways, he's kind of sorry about that. Hmm? Don't be. Midoriya, you've opened my eyes to a whole world of magic. It's real. I can. Her at least trying to snap her fingers. Trying again, and again. This time, it finally lights. Going on to state that she can at least begin to master these strange things and use them. But Merlin, the lady who taught you, is that right? Yeah, Lady Merlin. She's an odd one. Exactly how odd? Well, I think she's like 15,000 years old. What? Yeah, but anyways. In that amount of time, she's watched a lot of technology go on. And I think that she might be particularly interested in some of the things you can create. Huh. Okay. And how exactly would I get into contact with her? Melissa, you live on an island. Minoue says, swinging his arms behind his head, going on to state that if Merlin wanted to find her, it wouldn't really be that difficult. Well, the island moves. She's teleported me across an entire continent. How? I don't know. Magic? I know that's the bullshit excuse I usually give, but I'm actually curious about that myself. Anyways, I think my magic is almost tapped out. Magic? My clone ability. That thing isn't part of my quirk. I lied. Then again, there's very few people who don't know about my magic. What do you mean? Well, that Denki guy, the Tokuyami guy, the Mineta guy, fact, I'm kind of worried about what he would do with magical power. I really don't want to know. And, well, I guess... Midoriya listing off the other two. Sero, and then this person. Don't know. Okay. Now, with that being said, Midoriya and Melissa do leave, heading off to go get dressed in their own outfits for the party. Meanwhile, we do have something else going on. Meliodas of the Ten Commandments. Now finally seems like a good idea. Now it seems like a good idea to finally show myself. Let's see where this immortal stands. I want to know, has his training been enough? If he's found that witch, that little traitor, I want to know what he's learned. Especially see what that little girl's been through in the last 1,000 years. In fact, the last couple thousand. It might be interesting. If he doesn't meet my expectations, I guess I should just rip him apart. No, that would be too easy. That's it. I'll make him rip apart his own friends. That would work. Then he'll try coming after me. After that, I can use him to find the goddess. Damn it. Melissa's shield. Interesting. Might she be the goddess? I wonder. She does possess magical power. But is it hers? Where was I going with that thought? What was that feeling? It almost felt familiar. Oh well. Let the test begin.